Good morning, even though it's basically brunch. And according to fast food, it's already lunch. But that's not important or while I'm here. Honey Bucket, the Melvins off Houdini. Oh, man. Uh, uh, I'm excited. Why? Because I learned a few things. I listened to an interview. Uh, and I listened to the artist, Mr. Osborne there, talk about a few things. I found it really interesting. I understand the lyrics, uh, and it hit hard when he explained it. So I won't waste the whole morning talking about myself. I'll reflect something I heard there. Was it King Buzzo? Isn't that what they? I'm not that kind of fan. I shouldn't. I go with Mr. Osborne. I was really impressed with the answers. But he was talking about coming up with songs and you know making up words as you go along to kind of fill in as you're practicing. And it hit. I was like, oh. I used to get I wasn't a very good singer. I wasn't. I admitted I put copies of my shit out there, but our band did decent if we would have put effort into playing music, not doing drugs. But that was part of the interview I heard too. Oddly enough. Point being is band aside would get together in studios all the time, and there'd be a lot of real life stuff happening that it wasn't reflected in the performances on the stage. And in the studios, I actually shined sometimes. I could sing a lot more aggressively than my actual stage, doing stuff that I wasn't, my band didn't do. But I just make shit up as I go along, and from the wop bop baloo bop bop bam boom, scatting, and that's not an example. I'm just saying, from some just making up something you think pop culture references to just whatever fits grammatically, phonetically, and that was his answer, right? I elaborated on it a little bit, but it was very interesting, and then talking about how people who did he address the cult? So it turns out I don't know dick about any of this, but I really like the music, and his answer to how super fans can't comprehend how the Melvins are listed as influences for so many bands they love, because when they listen to them they're like, ew. And his answer was, well, you didn't know the band you worshipped. He didn't say worship. I say that because of the cult. But basically, it was like they don't know the artists they adore. They just don't know them. And I'm not saying I know this, but I know of what he's talking about from living up in the studios. You get your magic key to this door, and there's another world up in there, separate from what those same individuals put forward in society. It's very interesting. Drugs, decay, inspiration runs the gambit. But I just found his answers to be incredibly refreshing. And speaking on addiction and problems, it really covered a couple bases that I was curious about. And in the end, keeping creative control and doing your own thing has got to be it's got to be rewarding, but it's got to be a hard grind, because the system pay you to sell out, I think, is one of my takeaways. Is I think you got a whole genre of music that was had producers' hands in it, manipulating it and making it to something it maybe didn't even want to be. It's very interesting. I don't know. I think they pull some Houdini trick on the artist, get them to sign a contract and sell their soul. But that's another whole topic altogether. Good morning. Oh, I like it because it's so much like it fits right into playlists with stuff that I love. Then, ironically enough, I started my adventure on my, uh, you know, preschool Melvins knowledge entry level list. And I started it with disastrous tours, as told by Mr. Osborne himself. So not third hand. Hey, let me use these names to get some clout. Not at all. Just like this, I don't. You know, all I've asked is to rant and rave and listen to a song to start the morning. That's all I want from the ordeal. It's fantastic. I love the energy. This shit just gets me. And then with so disastrous tours. Rob Zombie. To cut to the chase, very interesting story, and I don't like, even though I did. And one of them shows was just one of the best shows I'd ever went to. I mean, seeing it live, I saw a really good. Was it Pantera White Zombie? It might have been. I'm pretty sure you might guess who I was there for, but yeah, I stayed for the whole thing. You know. That being said, I have not even accidentally found me listening to a Rob Zombie composed piece or a movie. Either way, turns out I didn't go to the amusement park. I didn't buy into the franchise. But this I still listen to on a regular. And that's why I added it to my just like overkill. Before I take a shot at music that gets tons of clicks, because that's, I'd be loving it if it got a ton of views, but I just don't think it's gonna. That's okay. That's okay. After listening to half the answers to the questions posed to the artist in question, I'm pretty sure I've picked the right life choices. It's the other side of the coin that appears to come with consequences I don't want to deal with anymore. Been there, done that. Just like his responses on addiction within the music scene. It just destroys lives. Wow, that's an ending. Abrupt, just finishes. No, I'm saying, I'm not a super fan. I just really like it, and then I like the messaging the artist got to deliver. So I thought I would dig a little deeper into the whole thing, and see why the other artist list is the band is so inspirational, or yeah. The holes in what I didn't understand learning, I will search out and learn more and create, a plethora of information. Honey Bucket, Melvins, Houdini. I believe I'm not the only person who enjoys that track, so I'm just saying. Yeah, that's good. That already starts the morning off pretty good. Yeah. All right. See you on the next one.